What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. Today we're going to talk about the Utah Jazz and the simple fact that they have got off to a way better start than people thought. Even me, I looked at the Jazz as a team that would be at the bottom of the Western Conference when it comes to playoffs, and they have already started off as a top three team in the West with a 9-4 record, which is pretty good, even though they did have help with some guys missing games and some teams not being having a full roster available. But those are the games you still have to pick up. Those are the games you still have to win, and you still have to get the job done. And I feel like the Jazz have been able to find ways to win multiple games, and they have did that throughout this entire season. So I am very excited to see what they do. And it's crazy too because I don't believe Donovan Mitchell is playing as close to as good as he can. You look at the fact that Mike Conley is averaging 16, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists, getting off to a way better start than he did last year. And, a significantly better start. And his ability to knock down threes and create off the dribble while still being able to hit the floater and push shots and find Gobert and find Donovan Mitchell really made them more dynamic like I thought they would be. And honestly, it is exciting to see them continually to grow and improve. Obviously, he averaging 23 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists. And that's pretty decent start for Donovan Mitchell also. And you look at the fact that they didn't really need Rudy Gobert to do much at the end of the day so far, and he has been not as great defensively and not as great offensively, but that hasn't been the problem. It hasn't been anything significant for them not having their elite level defense this season, and I do enjoy watching this team play. Bogdanovich was a huge missing piece from them last year in the bubble, and having him back, giving them that floor space and giving them that size and giving them a guy that can fit right in without having to dominate the ball while you can still use Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell to probe and find guys for easy opportunities. You also see Joe Ingles still having solid season two. After disappointing a little bit to me in the bubble, he did step up, but he just never took it to the level that they needed so they can beat the Denver Nuggets. And it is pretty impressive to see how the Jazz have went from being a team that might lose their two best players to now they're playing at a high level to begin the season, and they all on the same page on both ends of the court. And I think that that's very, very impressive for them so far. And, that's why I had to make this video to see how mature and how hardworking they have been, not being the most talented team, but not also being the worst team. And for them, to have the start that they've been having, it's a little surprising to me because I thought they'd be the seventh or the eighth, the sixth at the highest, but they continue to find ways to finish within that top five in the Western Conference, even though they might not have the talent you would think that they need to be able to stay at the top, like a team like Phoenix or the Clippers or the Lakers. They don't really have the superstar players yet because I don't really look at Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert being superstar players just yet. And I also thought that Donovan Mitchell would have to play like that if they wanted to continue to win at a high level. And clearly that's not the case, but he might have to do it if they want to be considered as championship contenders. And that's going to be something that's interesting as they continue to find themselves in the middle of the West, but also not never considered as a legitimate title contender, as nobody really sees them being able to beat the Los Angeles Lakers and the Los Angeles Clippers in a 7-game series. And it's going to be interesting. Can they beat the teams like Portland, like Denver, like the Dallas Mavericks, and continue to advance to the second round? And what do they really need to be able to get to the conference finals and be having a chance to be a legitimate team trying to win a championship? because they already went with Jordan Clarkson, they already went with Mike Conley, and that just made them even better. You do have to get better. You do have to find ways to get better. But with Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert being locked down on these contracts that they own right now, they don't have as much flexibility and as much room to get better. And there's not too many guys that's available right now that can take them to the next level. So will they just stay the course the next couple of years and just wait for the opportunity? Or will they just let Mike Conley contract go off, try to sign him for cheaper, or find somebody else that can take them to another level this off season, and then try to figure out how they're gonna, go at it to try to win this title in Utah. They haven't been able to get it done as an organization, and they still have guys that's in there younger than their prime, and it is interesting to see this duo continually year after year be consistent year after year, show that they're one of the best teams in the entire NBA, but continue to show year after year that they cannot hoist the Larry O'Brien as a unit and as a team just because they're missing something. And what that is just going to be difficult for their GM to find out, especially with having a high payroll already on this team. It's going to be hard to try to find a guy that can come in that fits well with Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, and being able to find a way to squeeze him in and still keep good role players around this team. It just gets tougher and tougher, and that's the only thing that's bad about a smart market team, not being able to sign big name free agents without trading for them, and also not being able to get a lottery pick because you're always in the middle of the West, or at the top of the West in the top four seeds, still trying to find a way to improve and get better is going to be difficult for them. As at the end of the day, it's only so good that they can get at this point when it comes contract wise and salary wise. So to me, I am enjoying watching this team, and I do think that they will be good. I thought they would be a playoff team, even though they didn't get significantly better like other teams talent wise, and they didn't really change up much. They just believing in their defense, believing in their culture, and believing in that chemistry that they can go out there and compete with anybody. And now it's just about how they finish the season. Can they finish within the top five, or will they fall a little bit by going on a losing streak? Maybe the schedule gets tougher and they can't, rattle off as many wins as they would like. I do like the fact that they've been winning close games, as Donovan Mitchell has found ways, and Mike Conley has found ways to get shots that they need to help, um, fall throughout those games. So it is going to be interesting to see um, where this team is at the end of the season and how they will approach going into the playoffs. Will they make another move? Can they make another move? And how can they improve their chances of winning a title, especially with the Lakers being as dominant as they have been, and so has the Clippers, and then teams in the East like the Bucks and the Brooklyn Nets are dangerous, and they're just as good as a lot of the teams in the West, especially in that 4 to 8 range. And even if you want to be honest, you can say 4 to 12 range, because the West got a lot of teams that can possibly make the playoffs because all their regulars are close and similar. Now it's just about seeing who can stay healthy, who can fight COVID without having without missing too many players, and who really wants to go on a stretch to where they can secure their spot early, as it is only a 72 game season. So we'll see what happens with the Jazz. We'll see what they're really about, and we'll see what they really can do, to improve their chances of getting out the West, whether it's this year or 2 years from now, 3 years from now. They have a little bit of time left, but time it is running on this duo, and with them making a lot of moves and still not being able to get over the hump, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Check out my website, analysisplayaround.com, link in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayaround.com, link in the description, comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for the likes on Facebook. Thanks for everyone that checks it out. Thanks for everyone that continues to support the channel in their own way, whether it's buying merchandise, which you can find on my Facebook page, or also on my spread shirt, or is rather just liking and sharing to continue to support. Also, check out my older videos. Also, hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Quinn Wade, basketball analysis, signing out, and let me know what you guys think about the Utah Jazz and their chances of winning the title this year or in the future in the comment section below. I'm gone.